Hi, I'm Mitch Gallagher. Welcome to the Sweetwater Minute. Today we're joined in the studio by Bob Bailey, Sweetwater's Executive Director of GearFest. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Mitch.
My long-term friend and jamming partner in many bands over the years. In fact, we have a gig tonight.
Yes, we do.
So what brings you to being the Executive Director at GearFest? You've been here about a year, right?
Yes, yeah, I have. I started in July of last year. Took that over. The path that I took to get here was as an in-house vendor for 9 years, as you know. Worked for another manufacturer that Sweetwater sells. Came on board in July as the Executive Director of GearFest to kind of help coordinate everything, drive everything related to GearFest. I'm kind of the one-stop resource for everything GearFest.
Right, and that is a huge job.
I had no idea. Yes, it is.
For those who aren't familiar, tell us what GearFest is.
GearFest is the country's largest music trade show that is open to the public and free. It's really quite an event. It encompasses performances, appearances by artists, lots and lots of gear. Every manufacturer that we have, over 400 manufacturers are represented. They all show up with their latest and greatest technology with people to demonstrate it and talk about it. There's also educational seminars that happen. You're actually doing a few of them, you know, how to take the next steps in your studio, your pedal board, perfect pedal board educational thing. But we have guys like Al Schmidt and Chuck Ainley who are going to talk about mixing, and guys like Robin Ford talking about gear and improvisation, and Omar Hakim talking about hybrid drums, and Terry Bozzio talking about acoustic drums.
It's amazing.
So yeah, there's quite a bit that goes on. So it's quite an event. We're expecting somewhere between 14,000 and 15,000 people will attend this year.
Amazing. So for 2 days in June, what are the dates for GearFest this year?
23rd and 24th of June, Friday and Saturday.
For those 2 days, basically, we take over the entire campus.
Yep.
We fill up the building in here. We put tents outside. There's a camping area. There's an amphitheater. There are food trucks. It's a huge kind of takeover of the Sweetwater campus and turning it into this big music gear festival.
It is, absolutely, and it's going to be bigger and better than anything in the past. You mentioned the food trucks. We have more food trucks this year than we've had in the past. We have more things going on in the amphitheater this year than we had in the past. Dweezil Zappa is going to be showing up for a live event here with partnering with one of our manufacturers to do that. So he'll be performing in there. The Sweetwater All-Stars will be performing in the pavilion for our customer appreciation party, which on Friday night, after GearFest is over at 6 o'clock, we have a customer appreciation party out in the pavilion, and it's pretty crazy.
It's a lot of fun. The All-Stars play, and the artists that are here during the day come up and jam with the band, and it's a great show. It was a lot of fun last year. So we've also got some special exhibits going on this year.
Absolutely. Moog is bringing Keith Emerson's modular synthesizer this year to have it on display. And Sweetwater is going to actually have the last one that will be made from Moog available for sale sometime in August. It's not been actually made yet, but Moog is making one final version of that, and Sweetwater will be the exclusive dealer for that piece. So you'll have an opportunity to talk to the engineer and look at Keith's modular and see that. So it's a great thing. We also have the very famous by now Marshall wall that everybody loves in social media. Facebook, I saw hundreds of pictures of people in front of that. Very entertaining. There are all sorts of social media opportunities around the building. We'll have a step and repeat wall that has the logo on it. You can take pictures in front of that. Most of the manufacturers are bringing some as well. So there's a lot of special exhibits with that. It's great fun.
Of course, with a name like GearFest, you know there's going to be a ton of gear at GearFest, and you can get a great deal on stuff here. Yes,
the deal zone is an area right when you walk into the building, and it's reserved for the best of the best deals, the absolute best of the best. So right when you come in the door, stop by Deal Zone. A lot of these deals are limited quantities. We could only convince the manufacturers to give us a certain amount because they are just incredibly great deals. I can't even talk about them. I'd get in trouble. The manufacturers would not be happy if I let you know what kind of deals are going to be there, but definitely stop by.
It is amazing. It is absolutely amazing. But beyond that, you could also win free gear.
Absolutely, yeah. We're also giving away over $50,000 in free gear at GearFest over the 2 days. We'll be giving something away frequently all throughout both days. So there's a lot of chances to win. I mean, with $50,000 worth of gear, that's a lot of gear.
All right, so you could come away with a great prize.
Absolutely, yeah.
So if someone's coming to GearFest, you mentioned it's free of charge.
Absolutely.
Do they need to pre-register? Can they just show up? How does that work?
Yes, it's definitely a benefit to pre-register. If you pre-register, that actually saves you time when you check in, because we have all of your information. We don't have to take that information at check-in when you get here. You simply provide a barcode, and we print the badges out. We give you all the information there. It streamlines the process greatly.
Right, so how do you register?
Go to our website, and there's an online registration tool there, and I'm sure the URL is somewhere along there right now. Go there, pre-register. It asks for all the pertinent information. It'll ask you if you're camping. If you're camping, it clicks out another dialog box. You enter all the information for camping. If you're bringing anyone along with you, there are places for their names, so we make sure we have the badges printed for you. And it's really easy. It takes maybe 5 minutes to register for GearFest. And again, it's free.
Completely free of charge. So people come from all over the world. This isn't just a local event.
Absolutely.
And are there situations as far as hotels here in Fort Wayne, or what do people do when they're traveling to Fort Wayne?
Yes, we have a page on the website that lists all the hotels that are available, at least some of the hotels, the ones we have deals with. But there are plenty of hotels in the area. I would suggest that you not wait. If you're planning on coming, the hotels do book up. We also have camping available. So we have tents. We can accommodate tents and RVs, and we have either a quiet space for the RVs, or we have an area where you can run a generator at night, and we can kind of accommodate that spacing so that the ones who want to run generators aren't disturbing the ones who don't.
Right.
It's a pretty big campus and a pretty big area, so we have plenty of room that way.
Right, right. Yeah. You mentioned workshops and seminars. How many workshops and seminars are you running on the 2 days?
Over 100.
Wow.
Over the 2 days.
Wow.
Yeah. We just actually finalized all of that, and I was pretty surprised when I looked at the total, and wow, there's over 100 sessions over the 2 days.
Right, and you mentioned that we have a number of awesome artists coming in to give workshops, and we have everything for people who are beginners all the way to very experienced players. We have live sound seminars, we have recording seminars, we have chances to check out gear, to learn from the masters on all kinds of different topics going on. There's an incredible opportunity. So there are like 4 or 5 workshops running simultaneously all during the day, both days.
Yes, there
are. So you can stay really busy just attending those.
Yeah.
But what you don't want to miss is the tents, where as you mentioned, we have 400 manufacturers set up.
Yes.
And what's the big advantage to coming to Sweetwater to GearFest to see those manufacturers?
You get to talk to them directly. And that's also a big benefit for the manufacturers too. They really enjoy being able to speak to their end users and get some product feedback and some information about how they're doing in the main marketplace. So it's a beneficial thing, and it's an opportunity for the customers to come in, talk to the manufacturers, find out what they're thinking about, maybe help influence some new products. You never know when a comment that you make might be something that they take and go, wow, you know, I never thought of doing it that way. So it's a great opportunity to ask questions, to learn more about the gear. The experts are going to be here. In a lot of instances, it's the people who design the product. Wow. So you can actually speak directly to them and say, well, what were you thinking when you did this? And why'd you go this way instead of that way? Or how can I utilize this product better? There's some tips and tricks that I don't know that I could learn.
Right, right. Plus you can get your hands on the gear. It's all there.
Absolutely.
All set up and ready for you to check out. So there's a pro audio tents, there's guitar tents, there's drum tents, there's DJ tents, there's lighting, there's live sound, there's everything you can think of is out there with all the different manufacturers and all their products. It's an amazing opportunity to really check all that stuff out.
It is. And some of our larger vendors have actually opted to have their own tents this year. So we actually have a group of manufacturers who will be pretty closely gathered together that all have their own individual tents, so they can control the marketing message, and they can determine when to do demonstrations without conflicting with some of the other vendors. So it's going to be exciting this year. It's bigger, better, faster, more.
Right, right. Well, there's more beyond that, because you have free guitar restringing.
Yes, Get Area has partnered with us again.
Right, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And there's a flea market tent.
Yes.
And what goes on in there?
The flea market tent gives folks in the area an opportunity to bring in some of their used gear. It's amazing, some of the things you see in there. I saw an old amp that I used to play many years ago, and was like, wow, I haven't seen one of those in forever. It's pretty amazing. But it really goes to extremes in there. You can find things like, I think somebody last year was selling bracelets made out of guitar strings.
Nice.
To vintage amps and guitars and synthesizers and pro audio gear. And They're wheeling and dealing in there. It's kind of like the old markets.
Right, it's a flea market.
Yeah, it is. It is a flea market.
Right, right. There's so much amazing stuff going on at GearFest this year, June 23rd and 24th.
Yes.
People are coming in from all over the world. We're expecting as many as 15,000 people here on the Sweetwater campus, 400 manufacturers, over 100 workshops and seminars, lots of special events taking place, all kinds of exhibits to check out. You really want to be here for GearFest in June. Well, Bob, thanks for coming in and telling us about GearFest. It's
Thank you,
going to be an amazing weekend. I hope everybody will come out and share it with us because it's so much fun.
It is.
And thank you for joining me for the Sweetwater Minute. I'm Mitch Gallagher.